Hey everyone, it's Diane Devereaux, the Canning Diva. Welcome to another fun Thursday Night Live. We're going to give everybody a few minutes to get in and situated. And as you can see, we've got the owner of Harvest Guard Reusable Canning Lids with us as well, Jeff Gleason. And welcome, Jeff.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're going to give everybody a few minutes to get in here. So we can just chit chat. I'm excited about your new venture with these amazing lids. This is my cranberry sauce. I had some leftover from Thanksgiving and I didn't want to freeze it and have the flavor get diluted, right? So using your awesome lids, I canned up 2 pints and now we're going to save this for Christmas. So kind of cool. So thank you for that.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, welcome. And again, everyone who's just kind of popping online with us, this is Jeff Gleason. He's the new owner of Harvest Guard Reusable Canning Lids, who's been gracious with us to offer this amazing deal that many of you have seen on my website and on social media. So tonight we are going to announce that winner. And just to recap, it is 50 of the regular mouth, which is this size, and 50 of the wide mouth. Hi there from Wisconsin. And it comes with the awesome BPA-free plastic, the lid and the rubber seal. So you get 100 total. I store mine in my little Tupperware container. This is the regular mouth. But Jeff is blessing one of you who participated with this amazing gift. So thank you again, Jeff, because this is really going to help the canner, whether they're a veteran canner or they're new to home canning. This is really going to help them build their canning arsenal and have a bunch of really awesome supplies, whether they're canning throughout the winter or they're gearing up for spring next year. So thank you. Okay, so we're going to get started, and this is a random number generator. And we have Rochelle Hamby. Rochelle Hamby, congratulations. And Rochelle is, we're going to reach out afterwards. I'm going to make a post so that Jeff can coordinate with you so that we can get these shipped to your home. I'll make sure you have all the details and Jeff will handle everything. So thank you, Rochelle, and all of you who participated. We had quite a few entries, and I just want to say thank you for participating. And I'm sure Jeff can also chime in on that, because anything we can do to help a canner get as much possible in their pantry, that's what we want to do. And that gives me, I don't know about you, Jeff, but that warms my heart at the end of the year with Christmas around the corner. So
who doesn't like it? This is the giving season. So
yeah, the giving season.
The giving season. I mean, receiving is also beautiful, but it's our first one. We've never done a giveaway, so this is our first one with you.
Yay! I'm so happy. I'm so happy you're with me doing it. Yes, absolutely. Because honestly, you know, I was fortunate, I guess, this year too, meeting with you and then Epic Natural Repellents. They do the SPRAM repellents. And then, you know, I was blessed with an extra 2-burner camp stove. And then I launched another book in the midst of launching the next year's book. So it's just been crazy. And I've been having so much fun doing these giveaways, and people are really being blessed. So thank you. But while I've got you here, you guys you can ask Jeff questions too. I know you reserve your canning questions for me, but if you have any questions for Jeff, he's here to answer. But how's it going? Having a good solid, month, six weeks under your belt with Harvest Guard?
Yeah, it was the middle of October was when it went official, but it's been a smooth transition. I think, you know, the previous owners had a big sale and we've been able to get through that. You know, there were a few people that had their orders canceled, and unfortunately someone ordered literally like over 10,000 gaskets, you know, at at the discounts, and there was no way to fulfill such of an order. And there were some blips here and there, but we have product. We ship same day now or next. We had an order, I think, an hour ago, and it already shipped out.
Awesome.
But logistically, but just I've been on Facebook with the community, with your community, a lot of other groups that I could name, and just people are very, for someone who's just newer to this, even though I've been in the preparedness industry for over 20 years, people have been very, very nice. Talk to people on the phone, even groups. The owners of groups have called and said, "Who are you and what are you doing?" And I'm not gonna.
They're seeking you out. That's awesome. That's good.
Like,
I love it.
It's been we offer your book on canninglids.com, and it's been doing well. You never know. You never know. You hope it does well, and that's been doing well. But obviously, the majority of what we do is the lids and the gaskets, and then we have multiple colors, and green and red, and just it's been doing well. Obviously, we're kind of, I shouldn't say out of season.
Sorry, what was that?
Go ahead.
My apologies. No, my apologies. I hit a button. What did you say? You've had a lot of what? No, that was awesome.
Just we're the season. I'm looking forward to when I think I was looking over your book, but your new book, the Seed the Table. Seed the Table, your new book, the copy that they sent me, the publisher sent me, and it was just like, we're kind of, we're in the off season of growing right now, and then over your book, we'll get into the feeding, and then into growing and canning, and I kind of a few minutes to look over the book. So.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm very thankful that you not only have my book on your website, and that for those of you who haven't headed over to canninglids.com, that's where you can purchase the Harvest Guard canning lids. They're reusable, but they, as Jeff just said, have my book, Meals in a Jar, which is this one here. And then the future one that many of you have pre-ordered, thank you very much, the From Seed to Table, that's the one he's referring to. And I received my copy. Look at this. Look how thick this is. This is, no joke, your very comprehensive guide. I mean, there are charts, there's labels. I teach you, literally from seed to table, soil amendment, raised container bed gardening. I speak about both hemispheres. And I just had somebody ask me that, Jeff, it was just last week, hey, is this just for the Midwest, or will this cover, the southern parts of the continent? So I was really happy to see somebody asking that, because it covers both. I couldn't write a book just for one area, right? It has to be global. And I also made sure that everything is converted. So there's both metric and imperial in here. So that way you have the ability. Now, the recipes are your standard imperial, but I made it a point so you've got the opportunity to even, for instance, I give you a chart. I don't know if you guys can see that. It looks a little crazy, but I give you a chart that actually allows you to convert a fresh food so that you can measure then that same amount to whether it's dehydrated, canned, freeze dried. And I want you to be able to utilize all of these items, and without being, having a chart and me doing the math for you, it makes it kind of cumbersome, and recipes may not turn out so good if you don't have that conversion. I also have recipes on how to cook with your preserved food. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. So you're right. We talked about this earlier. Right now, we're all kind of getting into the holidays and the gift giving season and the giveaway season. But come spring, that's when we're starting to plan our gardens. We're starting to figure out, okay, what are we doing next? That's where, we start thinking about canning again. So I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Does anyone have any questions for Jeff before we hop off? If not, or we miss, this is going to be recorded, so you can always post your questions after the fact. Or you can head over to canninglids.com and message Jeff directly, and I'm sure him or his staff will get back to you. But Jeff, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for taking time out of your night and your busy schedule. It's a pleasure to have you, and I'm really excited for Rochelle, the winner of the giveaway. We'll make sure that all that gets coordinated. Anything else you want to leave with us and my followers that are tuning in?
No, I just appreciate it. I mean, just the winner, as soon as she gets with us, she can email us at info@canninglids.com, or
Okay.
you'll coordinate with her. I apologize, and we'll get it out tomorrow. And just grateful to be part of this community. They've been very open and very kind to me for someone who hasn't canned for a while.
Awesome.
And working with people like you have helped to broaden my knowledge. And then I've actually got an adult daughter who I want to work with and do some canning this next season. So, or next, and we'll do some.
Yep, 2026. Yep, I gotcha. Well, thank you again, and have a blessed Christmas. And just keep on canning, and we will be in touch with Rochelle's contact info.
Thank you. All the best, Dan.
All right, take care. Thanks. See ya. Bye. All right, you guys. So, nice little fun segue into our Facebook Live, or I should say all the lives, right? I just have to call it Thursday Night Live because those of you streaming in on Instagram, I got to look. You know what? I'm sorry I didn't do that. I should have looked. My apologies, because Instagram is the only one I can't get my comments into. So my apologies. But let's see here. Is there any? Okay, good. No, let me just check. If there are live comments from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, they will go into the feed. Let me just see. I don't see any. All right, so I haven't missed anything. Thanks, guys. And I know we've got the holiday season coming up. So those of you who couldn't make it tonight, which I get it. I'm going to probably make this my last Thursday Night Live for the month because I myself am getting ready for the holidays. I've got a lot of fun things going on. So I wanted to share that with all of you. In addition to Rochelle, you won. Yay. That was wonderful. I'm so glad you tuned in. Yay. Okay. Did you know you're the winner? I'm so happy, and we will connect after the show. I'll make sure that we get all of your information so that Jeff can send you the 50 regular mouth and the 50 wide mouth reusable canning lids. So Merry Christmas and congratulations. Yay, I'm so excited. Okay, couple things before we get into your questions. Yes, you saw From Seed to Table. Super excited about you guys. It's one thing to work hard, crank it out, type it up, make the recipes, then make them again so I can shoot them in a photo shoot. In this case, it was my garden. It was everything because it truly is from seed to table. But to see it come together, I'm so thankful. I did know I wrote a lot because my editor said, yeah, this is great, but we've got to trim like almost 30,000 words. So my publisher is working on a free ebook that'll be on bread making. So keep an eye out for that. I believe that'll be available on Amazon. That's going to be a companion. And then if you've already pre-ordered, I'm going to show you this. I got to share my screen. Bear with me here. If you've already pre-ordered, oh, I meant to show you his website. Bear with me. Okay, hang on. I want to show you this. So if you've pre-ordered and you were not aware that you also get a free printable download, you download it, you print it, save it, keep it on your computer. It's entirely up to you. If you didn't know that, I want to show you. It is a 3-month food supply planner. And this is huge because, again, I do all the math for you and I teach you how to go about scaling it up or down based on the size of your family. Okay, so let me get there and then I'll share my screen. I haven't forgotten you this time. I've done that before, right? Where I'm just yammering on and I'm pointing to stuff and I didn't share my screen. Sorry. So I will share it now. Let me see. Maybe. Okay. We're doing this new setup too, where it's vertical and horizontal. So I hope you guys are liking that. All right. So where's my share screen change now? Ah, here we go. I got to just make sure I share the right one. Here we go. Okay. So if you go to my homepage, so just canningdiva.com, and you scroll down, you're going to actually here, I'll take you there because I want you to see. So if you go to my homepage, you're going to get a pop-up. I know it annoys everybody, but I only put it on the homepage. Okay. Scroll down, as you can see, go past recent posts. I got a good one there about smart jars. You guys are going to have to read that. And right here, from seed to table, available for pre-order. Okay. Click learn here, learn more here. The beautiful thing about this is if you've pre-ordered, I want you to scroll all the way down to the bottom and enter in your information right here. It says, check this out after you place your pre-order, because if you fill out this form right here, you will get a download that has this awesome 3-month food storage plan. Okay. And it's a companion to my book, From Seed to Table. So make sure you do that. The bread making ebook will be available later. So stay tuned. As soon, I've already wrote that one. We did all the pictures. Actually, that's a lot of what we extracted from the book to save some space. So I think it's a perfect companion and it's a free gift to you. As soon as that's available, I will let you know. Okay. I'm so excited too. Yay. Oh, congratulations. I love it, you guys. This is the best. This is the best part. I have the most fun, truly, when it comes to Christmas time. I love all the fun giveaways. Okay, speaking of fun giveaways, that was the Harvest House. There's one left. So if you're tuning in, make sure you head either to Facebook or to Instagram and find the Preserving for Your Pets giveaway. It's my last one, and I'm giving away 5 copies. Okay. Now, this is my print proof, so ignore the print proof across the front. But look at this. This is my boy Bentley. This is the new book. I don't know if you can see it. Recipes, lots of charts, graphs. I'm teaching you as well as giving you recipes. Okay. I have fresh food, dried, meaning dehydrated or freeze-dried, and home canned recipes in here. And I also teach you the many benefits of creating your own homemade food for your cats and dogs, and then also what is not good for them and what is best for them. So I educate you in the front matter, and then I give you recipes for dogs and for cats throughout. And then, of course, you've got lots of resources in the appendix, which starts right here. Oh, here, I'll show you one. So food safety guidelines. I'm giving you ingredient substitutions, conversion charts for weights and measures. This book, actually, I think I misspoke when I said From Seed to Tables Converted. This is an international book because Preserving for Your Pets gives you the ability to have it in imperial and in metric. And I did that for every recipe and every chart. So this book, Preserving for Your Pets, can span the globe. You don't have to just be in America to make this worth your while. And right now I have it on sale for $9.99 on Amazon. You can also find it on my website at canningdiva.com. And then the Kindle ebook, within the next week, I'll be having a really good special on that too. So definitely pick up your copy. Now, if you're hoping to win a copy, like I said, head to Facebook or Instagram, follow the instructions, okay? Because I'm going to pick 5 winners, all right? And that one, ooh, help me guys. When is that one being, when is that one being drawn? Hold on. I think that one's on the 15th because that's the last one. Because I'm going to be kind of signing off for the holidays. I've got my kids coming in and we've got a lot of fun family things planned. And I really, I'll still be working behind the scenes, but I'm going to take a break from the Facebook Lives. Okay, so here, I'll share this with you while we're here together so you can see where I'm scrolling. If you want all the details on everything that I'm offering, these are I called it the November giveaways. They were all announced in November, but the last 2 drawings are in December. So as you can see, we did the Epic, we did the book set. There's the reusable lids. All right, so, the Camp Chef Stove. We have 2 more left, you guys. This is just one. I got 2 more. See, I've got so many I can't keep track. All right, if you're interested in winning this amazing outdoor 2-burner chef stove, head over to my website at canningdiva.com. You have got to take a look at that. Follow the instructions. I will be doing the drawing for that on December 12th. Forgive me, Friday, December 12th. This is why I have it down on the website. And then the Preserving for Your Pets, the digital copy, but I'm also willing to give away the print one. So when you win, I'll be emailing you for your option. You get a choice. That one will be randomly drawn and announced on Monday, December 15th. So there's the instructions for that. Everything's listed on Facebook and Instagram. So if you follow me at Canning Diva, but you're tuning in on Twitter, head over to Facebook or Instagram so that you too can participate. All right. Lots of people on here. Oh, congratulations. Yes, I'm so happy. So happy. And I'm so happy you tuned in. Okay. Now, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Am I missing anyone on Insta? Got to find an easier way to make sure let's see here. No questions, just comments, I believe. Am I missing anything here? Let's see. Oh, there we go. Can't see your screen. Never thought of canning dog food. Awesome. Alpaca Mama, you can see my screen now, right? I want to make sure. So give me a thumbs up. Let's see here. Oh, you can because you just commented about the dog food. Awesome. I'm so happy that that gives you an option for home canning because I'm telling you, we're already putting aside all of this energy and time to create food for ourselves. And if you are like me, I've been making homemade dog food for a while. Cat food later in life because my cat loved dry. Now he is only wet food. And that's common. They need more of that hydration. But for me, it was just natural. So while I'm already putting things aside for myself and my family, I can also set aside a little bit for my pets. And I teach you how to do that so that you're not, having to do double the work. Awesome. Diva Girl USA, my fellow diva from San Antonio, Texas. Good to see you. Oh, good to see all you guys. Krista Cookery. Okay. All right. So let's keep going. I want to make sure I've got everybody. Lots of comments and posts, so bear with me, guys. Okay. All right. Where did we leave off? Oh, those are the last 2 giveaways. I'm going to put this stuff aside, but I want to share with you before we get into your questions, I have a limited supply of these 2026 gardening and canning planners. They're just a separate calendar that you can devote solely to your garden and to your canning endeavors. And it's just for 2026. So it'll start in January and it will go to, it'll start in January 2026 and it goes until January 2027. I made these for when I was at prepper camp and I gave tons away, but I still have some left over. So here's what I'm doing. If you go to my website at canningdiva.com, head over to my store where it says shop. I'll show you. I'm doing autographed copies of Beginner's Guide to Canning, and I'm going to be giving you 2 of the planners, free shipping. And this is while supplies last. So when they're gone, you guys. And if you're thinking of a good gift idea, this might be it. And I'll be shipping around the clock until I'm out. And I'll let you know on my social media when I'm out. The other will be Meals in a Jar. It'll be an autographed copy with 2 of the planners. Okay. And I'm giving you 2 because I do have so many left over, and you're welcome to share one with somebody. Okay. So that is on my website at canningdiva.com. And I will be, shipping those out probably starting tomorrow. So I'll head to the post office every day until they're out of inventory. And when they're out, they're out. So get my John Hancock on those. All right. Oh, yes, Rochelle, I agree with Teresa. You are going to love home canning. And by the way, Rochelle, if you don't have any place to start, you need some direction, my book, Beginner's Guide to Canning, is a great place to start. And that autographed copy would give you not only a personal, note from me, but also the planners. So then you'd pretty much be set up. Actually, both books, but you be the judge. And Beginner's Guide to Canning is a great place to start, especially if you're new to home canning. All right, so let's get into questions. I have some that I have received this week from those of you that couldn't make it tonight, but I want to focus on those of you that are here with us tonight. So if you have any questions, let me hear them now, because I want to make sure that before we wrap up for the holidays, I have your questions answered. I have decided, usually I wait until like September, October to do the Facebook Lives, or I got to stop saying Facebook Lives because now I'm live everywhere, to do the Thursday night lives. I'd like to bring them back in the spring, especially while we're getting our gardens going, right? I can answer your gardening questions, your soil amendment questions. Many of you have probably, if you're like me in the South, I'm gardening again. Like I've got an excellent start to my collard greens. My carrots are coming up. My cabbage is doing wonderful. My herbs, oh my gosh, I didn't upload this picture. I wish I could show you. I don't even know if I can show you from my phone. My basil is turning into a tree. I'm not even kidding. It's a tree. I don't even get it. I've had basil do well before, but this is nuts. It's 3.5 feet tall. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. Hang on. I got to switch screens. Let's see. Can you see that? Look at that. It is a tree. Now I have thyme in there as well as mint, but no joke, that basil is like 3.5 feet tall. I measured it and I'm happy. I can't wait. I'm going to be making some tomato basil soup. I just posted that recipe on my website. Okay. At canningdiva.com. Super yummy. And I'm also going to start playing with some pesto recipes because I've been getting tons of questions about home canning pesto. I've experimented with it in the past, and I'm not saying that I gave up, but I was running into some roadblocks. I didn't want it to be too acidic for water bathing, so where the flavor was bad, but I needed just enough acidity to avoid the heat from turning things too dark or black. So bear with me. I think now that I've got enough basil, after I make my soup, of course, I'm going to have some fun playing with that one. So stay tuned. You're going to see that recipe in 2026 for sure. Okay. And for those of you like me that love your pesto sauce, yeah, we're going to have a good time with that. All right. Love your podcast. I miss it terribly. Yes, I will be back at it. And what I'm doing now different is I'll have an audio version, but also I'm going to do my podcast with video. And I've been gearing up. I've been working on, that's the other reason I want to enjoy the holidays. And I've been gearing up my podcast so that when I do launch the video podcast, I'm launching several episodes. It's like I want to front load this so that, because I'm also working on my next book, which is Heritage Skills. So that's going to be food crafts. It's going to be tinctures, lotions, soaps, candle making, fat rendering, cheese making, bread making, and that has me so busy. I love it. I'm not complaining. It's just I'm one person. And so what I'm planning on doing this winter is launching the podcast, but I'd like to have at least 4 or 5 episodes front loaded. And then whether you listen and tune in to Canning with the Diva just audibly, or you'd like to hop on YouTube and watch a video, yeah, that I'm going to. If you missed a previous live, I'm glad you brought this up. Segue. My first 2 episodes are going to be about these fun little things that we see floating around the internet all the time from, I guess we could call it the master food or food preserver programs. I'm not poo-pooing them. There's some amazing people. I used to work with the MSU extension office when I was in Michigan. We shared the same stage at an annual event. But there's some of these that come out and I just go, oh my gosh, common sense has left the building. So we're going to dive into those. And I'm calling a few of these special episodes blanched. When we blanch vegetables, right? We're going to toss them in scalding hot water and then we're going to toss them in cold water. And we do that so we can peel back, okay, that fruit or that vegetable, peel that skin off, get to the core. And I thought, what a perfect name for some episodes where we're going to poke a little fun, but I'm going to give you the real science, math, and the true knowledge so that you feel confident when you're home canning in your kitchen. So we're going to have some fun with those. And then I've got some really good, I've done quite a bit of research to kind of dig a little deeper. And I'll be sharing with you in the upcoming podcast, not only some really good recipes, but some of the research I've been doing and some of the aspirations I have as the Canning Diva. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. You'll have to tune into the podcast. So I'm excited, but thank you. Yes, we will be hearing Canning with the Diva again very soon. Oh, something went wrong. And I think I lost my Instagram people. Darn it. I don't know how I lost you, but you're gone. Sugar. Well, I don't know how that happened. I didn't click anything. Oh, man. Well, sorry, guys. Those of you that were tuning in on Instagram, hopefully you hop back over on Facebook because there was quite a few of you. I am so sorry. I have no idea why the link broke. Yikes. Okay. I'll do my best to get you guys back, but I think that's darn it. All right, my Facebook people. All right. Any questions? Because let's see here. It looks like we've got some people in here from X as well. Welcome. I don't think if I comment, everyone will see it. But if you do, I believe it'll show it. Okay. All right. So that's good. All right. So the questions that I think I brought it up not last week because it was Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. But the week before, one of the questions was, how long do your home canned goods last in storage? And there was a caveat. It's like, I hear 3 to 5 years, but what does that mean? And how do we get that longevity? So I wanted to touch on that really quick. Storage conditions are huge when it comes to the longevity of your food. You want to have them in the ideal conditions or as close to as possible, which is 50 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. You do not want direct or indirect sunlight. So while many of us might put them in our kitchen cupboards, those are getting access to indirect sunlight, especially if you have a window in your kitchen. Every time you open the cupboard, you're giving it access to that indirect sunlight. But that's okay if those are the ones you're going to be eating first. All right. You also don't want high humidity and you don't want moisture. So if you have a basement where you live and let's say it has cement flooring, make sure you're elevating it up off of the cement because the cement will hold the moisture. If you follow those conditions, right, you're going to see 3 to 5 years. But what I also tell people, pay attention to what you have on your pantry shelf. If you're doing all of this hard work and you're not eating your home canned goods, that might be an indicator not to can that particular recipe again, right? And then if you are canning for preparedness reasons because you want to have food on hand for safety, make sure that you keep that separate. But every 3 months, you're going back and you're checking some dates, because the last thing you want from a preparedness or an emergency standpoint is for that food to be older or expired, if it really expires, but just to the point to where the nutritional value has degraded. The reason it's so important in an emergency to have that optimal nutritional value, which is within that first year of home canning, is because you're in stressful situations, and stress depletes you of your nutrients. You're going to be more stressed, meaning you've got to eat more nutrients to make sure you're getting through that emergency situation, if you will. So that is the only extra thing I would say about that. So good question. Any questions regarding the reusable canning lids? Because I'm going to show them to you. And I want to show you the caveat. Okay. Rochelle, you're going to want this info for sure. So I want you to see how thick these rubber seals are. You've got almost 1/8 of an inch in thickness. Now, back in the day when they had the metal or the glass lid with the seal, it was 1/4 inch thick. They were really, really thick. That's also because the jar rims were so much thicker and wider. That has changed in more recent years. But you don't need to boil everything. I just put it under nice hot water. If you want to keep these in hot water so that they're pliable before you use them, you're welcome to do that. It doesn't make that much of a difference. You just don't want to go right from cold to the jar. You want to give them a little bit of a rinse. The caveat to these, and this is the biggest thing, the biggest difference you're going to see, most of your recipe books are going to give you instructions start to finish, right? Wipe your jar rim, put your lid and ring on, hand tighten, process, allow it to cool after you remove it from the canner. With the Harvest Guard, oh, I forgot my ring. I wanted to have a ring on this. I was so excited to show my cranberry sauce. With the Harvest Guard or the Tatler reusable canning lids, the difference is when you take the items out of the canner to cool, whether it's pressure canning or water bathing, your silver ring is still on here. Can I grab one? I washed all mine. Darn it. After you take it out and it's still warm, you're going to be having, waterproof gloves on. You're going to tighten that ring down even tighter and then place it onto the cutting board and allow it to cool. That extra tightness is what allows the vacuum seal to take place between these two mechanisms. Oops, I had one on there. And I dropped it. Okay. So it is a learning curve for those of us who just mainly use the disposable metal lids, right? You don't want to do that because there's such a small amount of that sealant compound on that disposable lid that you cranking the ring down harder would probably cut through, and then we'd have glass to metal. Whereas the Harvest Guard and the Tatler seals are that much thicker. I don't know if I can get you to see this, but look at how the rubber seal kind of, let me see, sticks out. Do you see how that sticks out right there? It almost comes out a little bit because it really clamped down, and it needs that extra support by us tightening the ring as it comes out of the canner to give it that seal. So Rochelle, when you go to use these, they will have instructions. I'm not prepared. I was so excited Jeff was on the call. I didn't grab half my stuff. Sorry about that. It will come with instructions, and you'll see those here. I can show you. How about this? Ha ha ha. Here is where I will show you. Canninglids.com is where you'll go for the Harvest Guard reusable lids. And what's nice, let me share my screen. I'm so bummed about my Insta people. I'm so sorry. So there, if you can see on the screen, there's the seals, there's the lids, okay? And that glossy colored card with the instructions, those are your instructions on how to use it. So they're not going to just ship you these and leave you to figure it out for yourself. You will get that card with your lids and you'll be good to go. All right. Let's see here. How can I can ground beef so my husband will eat it? Let me share this. Thank you so much, Kelly, for reaching out. He refuses to eat the traditional cooked and canned with water or broth. He doesn't like the texture or taste. And Kelly, I bet I can tell you why. It's because you're not dry packing it. You're adding water or broth. When we brown our meat in a pan and we go to use it in a recipe, what we don't do is then add water or broth to boil it. So why would we do that in a jar? Dry packing the ground beef, adding absolutely no additional water or broth, it will cook in its own juices. You'll see a fat line left over, which is fine, kind of pulls it off of the meat itself. And then you simply dump those browned crumbles out of the jar when you go to open one to use it. When we add a water or a broth to ground any ground meat, whether it's beef, pork, chicken, doesn't matter, it gets from being boiled, it gets like almost a dog food flavor and texture. There's something about the water content. The ground meat is just, it's already been processed mechanically. So by the time you boil it for 90 or 75 minutes at 240 degrees, the texture is not very palatable. Now, you could maybe doctor it up and make it into something, but if your husband has a sensitive palate, he's going to know. So my suggestion, don't add any water or broth. Go ahead and brown all of your ground meat. And again, it doesn't matter if it's beef, veal, venison, lamb, pork, turkey, chicken, any ground meat. Brown in a pan and then pack it really good in a jar. Leave an inch of head space and process it at 10 psi or according to your elevation and canner type. Do 75 minutes for pints and 90 minutes for quarts. And see how he likes it that way. I bet you he won't even tell the difference. So I hope that helps you. Thank you. Very good question. It's called dry packing. We do that a lot with meat. I'm going to show you if ever you are looking for some inspiration or you have questions like these and I'm not available. If you go to my website, let me share this with you. I want to show you something. There we go. So if you go to my website, there's an area at the top that says recipes. And then these are all the categories in which you may jump in and get some recipes and do some learning. So if you click on meats, I have here canning ground beef recipe and instructions. Notice how in my image, I added some red onions. You can also, Kelly, pre-season your ground meat or ground beef based on how you intend to use it. So if, let's say, for instance, you just want to add some onions, some garlic, salt, and pepper to kind of give it a useful flavor for a variety of different recipes, go right ahead. And you add those seasonings and the garlic and the onions when you're browning it. So it cooks right along with it. Or I also talk in this recipe about seasonings. If you want to go ahead and add a 1/4 cup of like Italian spice blend or taco seasoning because you plan on using it to make tacos later, you may add whatever seasoning or spice to the ground beef, brown it, pack it into jars, process it, no water, no broth, and I guarantee you your husband's going to love it. And any of you who are looking for those types of ideas, this is really helpful when you need a very quick, you got 20 minutes to get dinner on the table, right? Now you can kind of got everything's pre-made and you can kind of just put something together, or show you this, you can go right to meals in a jar and you can can everything all together at once. The meals in the jar area is all kinds of yumminess. And I'll just quickly show you. There's Sloppy Joe's that uses ground beef. Okay. What would be another example? Ooh, pulled Mexican chicken. That's my favorite. Oh my gosh. Buffalo chicken dinner. So there's a lot of cool things online as well as in my books. Butternut squash. There's chicken fajitas, spaghetti and meat sauce, you name it. Okay. All right. What other questions do we have? Oh, he's very particular. Yeah. All right. Give it a try this week, Kelly. I'm excited for you. Let me know how it turns out. All right. We had some problems with some of our lids not sealing this year. Anyone else? Oh, Steve. I hear you. We all have. I mean, and honestly, I feel like there's times where I don't know if it was just a bad batch, because for instance, I've been using Denali brands since I think it was like 2022 when they approached me. I was even selling their lids and I haven't had any problems. And then just a few weeks, well, maybe it's been a month now because we're already in December. I've lost track of this whole quarter. Like, where did October, November go? Holy crap. I think it was October. I was making broth, chicken broth, and I was processing 5-pint jars and only one sealed. It's never happened to me before. So I do what we're supposed to do, right? We take the lid off, toss it, put a new one on, make sure that it's wiped all good. I made sure I used vinegar, no grease, no nothing. Process those 4 jars. Again, one sealed. It's like, what the heck? It's been happening to all of us. I'm not even immune to it as the Canning Diva. So I don't know where things have changed. I will say this batch didn't have the blue hue that's usually on the metal with the Denali canning lids. So I don't know, like I said, if I got a bad batch, but I went right to my harvest guard and I just redid all of those jars using the reusable lids and they all sealed and they're still sealed. So, Steve, I wish I had an answer. I'm sorry. It's so frustrating. You're welcome. If anything, it just feels good to be heard, right? Because it's like we want to pull our hair out. The one thing I will say, don't skimp. There's a lot of like really cheap lids at a really good price, like on Amazon. Don't do those, which I doubt you are, but just don't. It's tempting. I've heard excellent thing about Superb canning lids. I've heard really good reviews. I haven't used them myself. But then again, I've heard people say they work, but I still had lid failures. I just think, honestly, it's going to happen. But 4 out of 5 not sealing, that's not normal, not at all. So I still have some very old, I don't have many left. The ball ones, I'm talking from like 2010, and I feel like a Seinfeld episode where I'm like hoarding these things. Like I know once they're gone, and that's when they were good. You know what I mean? I don't want to get rid of them, but I got to use them. So I'm going to use those up. I have just a small amount of Denali lids. I'm going to keep using those. But then I'm really making the transition over into the reusable because I'm just not liking the new stuff on the market. So, oh, hi, Lisa. I love that you're here with us tonight. Thank you, my sweet cousin. I know, so frustrating. And you're welcome, Steve. Happy to answer. Any other questions, you guys? Because I know we are all in the fury of getting ready for Christmas and New Year's. I know many of us have already put away our canners. Like I was saying earlier with the growing season, I'll probably be pulling out the pressure canner again. Well, I just did my pumpkin and white bean with bacon stew. That recipe is on my website. That's also in the Complete Guide to Pressure Canning. It's so good. And I canned up a couple batches of that. I had pumpkins. Come on. They went on sale because, Thanksgiving's over. I had to make it. But I'm probably going to put away my canner just for a few weeks because I got the kids coming. But now that I'm growing all of this, by the time February hits, I'm going to have cabbage, carrots, and collard greens. So you know what I'll be canning. So that's why I'm figuring we can kind of pick up with some of the Facebook Lives as we get maybe into February, March. So that maybe while I'm doing stuff in the South, those of you in the South can join in. Or if you're in the North, I'm giving you ideas on what you can either grow and put in your garden or canning projects for later that summer or fall. So, all right. So can you reuse the rubber seals? Yes, that's the best part of all of this, Kelly. Let me put your question up. Oh, as I'm throwing them all over, I don't know where that just went. All of this is reusable. So you are going to see a very thick plastic, but it's BPA free. I know the light is on, so it's kind of hard to see. And this is what you get. So like Rochelle, you won Jeff's giveaway. So you're going to get 50, actually you're going to get 100 seals, 50 for regular, 50 for wide mouth, and then 50 regular and 50, I don't have the wide mouth here, but everything is reusable, everything. So that is the coolest part. I keep all of this, just wash it off. And then as you see, I store it. I just use like a Tupperware with a sealable because I don't want to get, dust on it. And that's how I store mine. Actually, obviously after they're dry because I don't want any moisture in there, but I just store them this way. And then the wide mouth I have in the same type of Rubbermaid, but just a wider one. So yeah, it's all reusable. This is by Harvest Garden. They're available at canninglids.com, and he is still offering his Cyber Monday sale up until the end of the day tomorrow. So canninglids.com if you want to take advantage of his, I think it's like 25% off? What did it say? 25% off your order. Okay, and that's canninglids.com. I'll share that with you so you guys can see it. But yeah, all reusable. Great guy. Him and his family work very hard. They've been so fun. And I've got to give a shout out to my friend, Lisa Bedford. She's the survival mom. I don't know if any of you have listened to her. I met her by being on her radio network back in 2011, 12. For a few years. That's how I was able to interact and meet Melissa K. Norris, several other homesteaders, Tammy Trayer. We had a lot of fun. There was like 12 of us hosts on her radio network, the Survival Mom Radio Network. And Lisa is the survival mom who made the introduction to Jeff. So shout out to you, Lisa. Thank you. He's a wonderful guy, wonderful family. But head over to canninglids.com. And take advantage of that 25% off. It ends December 5th, end of the business day. Okay. Awesome. Any other questions, you guys? I'm so sorry I lost the Instagram feed. I have no idea what happened. So forgive me. Yeah, it's like gone. So I don't know what button I clicked. I'm so sorry. But any questions if I've missed? Oh, I had one more. Hold on. Let me make sure. I got to make sure you're all taken care of because a couple of you had reached out knowing you would not be on tonight. So I want to make sure. Oops. That I got it. What did I do? Boy, I'm clicking all kinds of buttons, you guys. I'm making a mess. Okay. The other question was, here we go. Oh, Pam, you just did pets. Awesome. Okay, pets. Good. Okay, here we go. Okay, can I substitute pork or chicken if a recipe calls for beef, or will it ruin the recipe? Thank you, Emily, for asking that question. The answer is it won't ruin it, okay? It's going to slightly change the intended flavor profile of a recipe. So say, for instance, beef stew, right? Beef stew is going to give it some depth. It's going to have that browniness because we're going to sear that red meat. You can also make it with venison or bison. That red meat has a different flavor profile. But if you do, I believe the reason she's asking is she's allergic to red meat. And I've heard of this allergy before, and I get it. It's out there. I'm so sorry for you guys that have to deal with that allergy, but the answer is absolutely. You do not need to use red meat. Now, will it still be beef stew? Sure, it'll be your version, but it's now a pork stew or a chicken stew. But you can keep the flavor profile the same. Excuse me, the flavor profile will be different, but you can keep the recipe the same. Sorry, just swap out, the beef with chicken or pork or turkey. You also will have to probably swap out the broth or the stock, because for a beef stew, it's going to be a beef stock or a broth. So yeah, it's not going to hurt the recipe. It's not going to make it unsafe. It's not going to taste like beef stew, but it's still going to be delicious. And then same for all of you who have allergies. If you have you just don't like something, okay? In my cookbook, the Canning Diva Presents Meals in a Jar, I worked very, very hard to give you safe ingredient substitutions. And I give you things to substitute salts and sugars. There's healthy ways to do that. I give you all the charts, right? So if a recipe calls for X amount of something, like for instance, the recipe calls for 1 cup of granulated white sugar, but you don't use white sugar, that's fine. You can use 2/3 cup of agave sweetener. There you go. So I give you all of down to Splenda, stevia, maple syrup, honey, monk fruit. All right. So that's in here. I give you herb substitutions. So even back to Emily, your question about, the beef versus chicken, can I still make the recipe? Yes. Now, what if you say, okay, well, the beef stew called for basil. I don't really like basil. Basil gives me a migraine. And it can be a migraine trigger for some of you. Fine. I give you 3 different options to keep the flavor profiles similar and still delicious. So if you can't do basil, you can use oregano, thyme, or parsley and still have a good outcome, okay? I give you vegetable substitutions, meat substitutions. I even talk about oils and fats. I talk about the butter myth. That's going to be in one of my podcasts too. Butter is a fat. It's an oil. It's not a dairy in the culinary world. So yes, it's safe for home canning, and don't let anybody tell you different. Coconut milk is not from a cow. It's not unsafe in home canning. Talk about that in here as well. I also talk about and give you ingredient substitutions for thickening agents. Many of you don't want to use clear gel, right? You'd rather thicken your canning recipes naturally. So I give you ways in which to do that and how to substitute. Substitute for alcohol. I also give you meat substitutions. So if you're a vegetarian, I share with you how to safely use tofu, jackfruit, or soy plant-based meat in your home canning recipes. So definitely pick up your copy of Meals in a Jar. If you want the autographed copy, you'll get the not only my autograph, but you'll also get the planner that's available at canningdiva.com. So Emily, I hope that answers your question. I hope that helps answer a lot of your questions, especially if you have food allergies, sensitivities, or you just don't like something. So Kelly, I hope that helps you and your hubby too. So Steve, that was very nice. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Steve. As Steve was saying, it's a nice feature to have in my book. And you know what? I appreciate you saying that only because, a lot of my emails that I was receiving from all of you, I like this, but I don't like that. I can eat this, but I can't have that. This book was birthed for 2 reasons. Number one, when I wrote the complete Guide to Pressure Canning, the last chapter was Meals in a Jar, and it was I don't know, what, 10, 12 recipes, and it piqued all sorts of interests. And it just, I mean, everyone wanted more, and they wanted more than just chili and chicken soup, right? So that's how this was initially birthed. And then from all of those questions, what can I eat? What can I not eat? And then also, I got to give credit to my girl, Carrie Underwood. She wrote the foreword for my book. Getting to meet her and teach her how to pressure can, I learned she was a vegetarian. And she's the one who got me like totally thinking like, wow, if I didn't eat meat, how do I make this taste good? So I worked very, very hard to give you guys some really healthy substitutions. So thank you for that, Steve. I appreciate you noticing. All right, you guys, any questions? Because I'm going to wrap it up here. It's been an hour, but I thank you guys. I wish you all a beloved Merry, Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year. I'll still be posting. I'll still be answering questions, but we probably won't do another live until February, and I'll announce it. So stay tuned, and God bless. Happy canning.